Statistical Rethinking, second edition. We're in chapter 12, and we're partway through the hard questions. We're on 12H5. So this is the question. I think I will read it to you. It is referencing the data frame Trolley, which is used in the chapter, which is a set of trolley problems, moral dilemmas, in which the researchers are apparently changing different parts of the story to see, what is affecting people's moral judgments about what actions are appropriate and not appropriate. Okay, so one hypothesis from developmental psychology proposes that women and men have different average tendencies in moral reasoning. Like most hypotheses in social psychology, this is descriptive and not causal. The notion is that women are more concerned with care or avoiding harm, while men are more concerned with justice and rights. Evaluate this hypothesis using the Trolley dataset. Supposing that contact, the variable contact in the Trolley dataset, provides a proxy for physical harm. Are women more or less bothered by contact than are men in these data? Figure out the model or models needed to address this question. Okay. So first, I'm just going to load the data set here, Trolley, and calling it D, and we see the structure of it right here. So response, this is this is going to be the outcome, and it is an ordered categorical response. Now, the way that I believe that this goes is that as the numbers get bigger, it goes from 1 to 7, that 7 is the most moral reprehensible action, and 1 is the most morally acceptable action. I could have that backwards, but I'm interpreting it going that way. Anyway, and our question deals with, male and female, whether sex has something to do with these moral judgments, as well as this variable right here, contact, which is a binary variable here, 1 or 0. And so I guess the hypothesis is that if the trolley problem involves physical contact, so for instance, you push somebody off of a bridge to stop a runaway trolley cart, that would be contact, right? So I guess that the hypothesis is that females are going to rate that type of action where the intervention is physical contact, or include some kind of physical contact between yourself and another person or something like that. That women are going to be more averse to that type of solution to the moral conundrum. Okay, and so what we are looking for, so roughly speaking, what we're looking for is a model kind of like this. Now I'm going to make something that looks very different from this, but nevertheless, but what we're looking for to address the hypothesis is this type of interaction term between sex and contact. Okay. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this, and the way that I'm going to do it may or may not be advisable, but I have two binary variables, and so I'm going to pack those into a single variable with this code right here. And what this code right here is going to do is it's going to encode female no contact is 1, female with contact 2, male no contact 3, male with contact 4. Okay, so I'll have one variable that encodes both sex and action, or contact I should say, and I also have my response variable here. Okay. So now I make my model. Okay, so I have my response variable, and it is an order. This is an ordered logistic regression, and so I have my different cut points as well as phi, and phi is going to be the linear model here. And so for me, phi is just an intercept, a random intercept, with a different random intercept being estimated for males, females under both contact conditions, right? So I'll have 4 different intercepts here. Okay. Now, when you go to run this, if you run this particular model, you're going to get a bunch of errors, and it takes a while for it to run. And in fact, it actually took me a couple days to do this because I thought that the model was broken. But if you hold on long enough, the model does run, and it runs fairly well. Okay. Now, so let's look at the output here. Looking at the output. Okay. So for our purposes, the thing that's going to be interesting are these different intercepts. Okay, this is going to be the thing that we're keen on to answer our question, right? Because again, these intercepts are encoding, the effect of male and female under both contact and no contact conditions. Okay. So, um, so what we want to do now is we want to look for an interaction. Okay, now there is no interaction encoded here, and so we're going to have to piece together the posterior distribution to do that using the way that we've encoded the variable SC. Okay, so so here I've taken samples from the posterior distribution. Okay, and so you see that the interesting, or for our purposes, the interesting one is A, and I have 4 vectors for A, right, corresponding to 1, 2, 3, 4, female no contact, female contact, etc. Okay, so if I simply want to find the effect of contact in females, right, I would subtract this one, right, which is females and contact, from this one, which is females no contact, right? So this would be the effect of contact in females, right? Now, if I want to do that for males, I would do the same thing, but now I'm using 4 and 3, males contact, males no contact. Okay? But that still isn't the interaction. To find the interaction, we want to compare the effect of contact between males and females. Okay, so now I need to take the two vectors that I've just created, the effect of contact in females and the effect of males. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, so we want, if we want to find the interaction here, we need to take the effect of contact in females and find the difference between the contact of effect in males. And so that's what I've done here. I've called it C interaction. And so we can get a, whatever stats we want on this. This is our posterior distribution of the interaction. So I'm just finding the mean and the standard deviation, as well as, I guess, what is it? The 90% quantile here. So we get that. Right. So here's a histogram. Here's a density plot of it. And so the average effect the average size of all of this is that it's suggesting that females are in fact more likely or more sensitive to contact and making moral reasoning, and that effect seems pretty robustly above 0 here. So now that's all fine and good, but I do want to point out that this model that I've created, where's the model? That's way up here, sorry. That this model is fairly simple. So in the book, there's many more things that are being taken into consideration that I'm not taking into consideration here. I guess, one, just to make this simpler, but also because I don't really have any other hypotheses about what could be confounding this relationship other than what's presented in the book. And I don't know how much to take what's being presented in the book as, accurate. So anyway, that is